Irashaimase. Welcome back. My name is Mizuchi Oruka, Blue Dragon VTuber. We are back in Kindred Spirits on the Roof. Last time we finished in August. Well, finished like the main story, which was Summer Lilies 9, and I think we're just about to start Summer Vacation, which we're going to do the summer camp and help out Hina's club. But we have a bunch of these cherries, which are just different parts of the side sections, so side stories. So we're brought all the way back to Miki and Haida Senpai and how they're having issues. And so now I think we're gonna figure out what those issues are. I will preface these episodes. These episodes might be a little shorter than usual, just because I'm kind of running out of time today. Some other recordings took a little bit longer, but we'll do our best to get through as much as we can per episode. But anyways, let's start pushover number 1. We should be in Miki's shoes. The sound of the rain resounded from the window. Just think of fried chicken. Outside it was pouring, but the sound was softened behind the single pane of glass. The closed curtains may have been helping too. For the first time in a while, our after-school work had ended early, so Senpai and I were spending the extra time in our hideout. Well, part of it was that we'd finished early. The other part was that I took Senpai's hand and practically dragged her here when we finished. I mean, if we'd stayed in the classroom any longer, somebody would have shown up and with more work for us, no question. Thanks to my small efforts, we managed to reach the room without attracting attention or any more work. That was lucky. Is there rain sounds in the background? I can't hear. Probably. When I watched on TV last night, the trouble I'd gotten into at breakfast today, and that sort of stuff happened. Senpai had been laughing, enjoying our conversation. Oh, that's what we were talking about? I feel like the conversation is sort of going in circles, but it's not so bad. After all, I'm alone with Senpai here. In the hideout I found after May exams, the secret place belonged to only Senpai and me. And Yuna and 2 ghosts. Well, Sachi. Here, no one can find us. No one can give us more work. We can relax and chat, sometimes drink tea or eat snacks. I think Senpai likes it too. On days when we finish work early, we sort of end up here naturally, without having to ask. Then we sit on the couch until it's time to go home and chat about stuff. I ask Senpai about herself and tell her about myself. I was so glad I found a place like this. A secret place in the school. A place in my beloved school where I can be with my beloved Senpai. Excuse me. We can spend a nice relaxing time in here, like now, listening to the sound of rain. Even if I'm with Senpai for most of lunch and after school, it's still work. Work for the beautification committee, and the favors that teachers and other students ask Senpai for. Sometimes I wonder if Senpai and I really need to be doing these things, but she always accepts them, so there's nothing else to it. I can't really complain since I'm doing the same thing. I'm doing the same thing that first time I met her. And since I'm still new to this, all I can do is help Senpai out and try not to hold her back or make mistakes. I'm too nervous to talk to her while we work. And I don't want to disappoint her by doing something stupid because I'm not paying attention. That'd be horrible, so I try to stay serious when I'm helping her. We don't work in complete silence or anything, but most things we say are questions about what we're doing or Senpai instructing me. I can't talk about the sort of things we talk about in here. That's what makes this place so important. In here, Senpai can talk to me about whatever she wants, too. Our conversations today isn't that exciting, but that's probably because of the weather. The rain sort of relaxes us, you know? I'm sorry I ad-libbed that. Almost time to go home, but I'd like to stay here with her listening to it forever. Hey, Senpai? Yes? Maki, I kept calling her Miki. I'm sorry. That's my bad. I wanted to tell her the feeling suddenly filling me. I wanted to hear her say, yes, me too. But when I looked over to where she was sitting next to me, oh, her name is Miki. Hada senpai. Maybe I just got their names mixed up. Huh? When did that happen? Senpai was doing with her head against the armrest. It looked a little uncomfortable, like she just tilted over there where she'd been sitting in the middle of the couch. Senpai? Why would you wake her up? Tried calling her one more time, but got no answer. What should I do? Should I wake her up? But it's not like I needed her to respond immediately or anything. I just wanted to tell her something and hear her agree with me. She must be tired. We had a lot of stuff to do today, and we finished it all as fast as possible so we could come here. I told her we should relax in the hideout when we finished, and Senpai agreed. We worked really hard, after all. And Senpai's a third year too. She's probably studying for entrance exams and stuff. Entrance exams, huh? Senpai said she'd have to retire from the beautification committee in the fall to study for her entrance exams. And then graduation. Oh no, I'm feeling really sad now. So sad I'm almost scared. Next spring, Senpai will graduate and leave the school. It's not even a year from now. Senpai. That's all the time I'll have together with Senpai. At some point, I had stood from the couch and gone over to Senpai's side. I bent down next to Senpai's face, where her head rested on the armrest, with my knees on the floor. I was close enough to hear Senpai's breathing. I don't know how much more time I'll be able to spend with Senpai here. The buzz of the rain falling outside and the taps of the drops hitting the window. The sounds echoed through our hideout, softened by the closed curtains. It was already pretty late. There weren't many people left in the inner building. The only noise came from the windows. Senpai and I were sitting here alone, listening to the rain. Hey, Senpai? My voice was a whisper, because I didn't want to wake her up. I wanted her to rest well, but it sort of felt like my time alone with Senpai was slipping away. And while that time seemed to fade, I wondered how far my relationship with I wondered how far my relationship with Senpai could go. She said we could start being friends, and then that was true. We are friends now. Yeah, we're not just freshman and senior on the same committee. We're closer than that. We can talk about all sorts of things when we're here. I talk about things at home and things at school, and Senpai listens, and she talks about all sorts of things too. And now, my earnest Senpai, so reliable and so mature. I bet she never does off in class, and here she is sleeping in front of me. What a lazy butt. Is that how relaxed she feels around me? Senpai wouldn't do this with just a normal friend, right? That's how special I am, right? Hey, Senpai? From where I sat on the floor, I just need to put my elbow on the couch and Senpai's face would be right in front of mine. I didn't intend to do it, but there was just so much going through my mind. I slowly brought my face closer to Senpai's. You're not about to kiss her, are you? I thought you were just gonna give her a little peck on the cheek, my dear. That's a little jump to conclusions there, madame. That's a leap to being bold. Now we know what happened. And touched her lips with mine. My eyes closed and everything black before me. All I could feel was a soft touch brushing my lips. Senpai's lips, her faint breathing tickling my cheeks in her sleep. I'm kissing Senpai. I kissed her. That was all. My head was spinning and forcing out my thoughts. My heart was pounding so hard it hurt. It all seemed so far away. All I could think about was kissing Senpai. My mind was filled by only the sensation of my lips touching hers. Senpai, I love you. That was all that I was left. I wanted to stay like that forever. I just wanted to keep feeling Senpai's soft breaths against me. Huh? I wasn't thinking about anything else. Like, what I would do now when Senpai woke up. Maki-chan? The sensation of her lips suddenly pulled away and I heard her voice. Bug? What are you just doing? In that instant, my whole body turned to ice. My head, my heart, everything. I was just brushing away a bug that was on your lips, you know? That's what friends do with their lips, just one lip to another lip, you know? Right? Just brushing away a bug, right? With my lips on your lips? That sounds plausible, right? 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 I opened my eyes again and pulled away from Senpai so quickly that I fell back on my butt where I was kneeling. Ah! At the same time, I felt a cold sweat creep over me. It was because I'd seen Senpai's face. She looked surprised. Yeah, I guess that would be surprising. I was kissing her when she woke up. That's kind of surprising. She looked at me with her eyes a little wide. Was it just my imagination, or was she a little pale too? Was that how startled she was? I, What do I do? What can I say? Should I give her an excuse? Like, what? No, I couldn't do that. I mean, it all just happened. I wanted to kiss her so badly that it just happened. I kiss you, Senpai. I'm sorry. But why? Why can't I smile? Smile because I'm happy? Because I'm embarrassed? Can't do either. Since, it's just Senpai. You looked really comfortable sleeping next to me. Really comfortable. Lee? You looked really comfortable sleeping next to me. Really comfortably. And your face was so pretty, so that was all. I just loved Senpai so much. It was because that feeling became too much to bear. I wanted to kiss you. I don't know why, but I just wanted so badly I couldn't stop myself. That was all, and yet... Why? I kissed. Why is Senpai crying? Where did those tears come from? I don't see her crying. Could it be that I've done something I shouldn't have? What should I do? What should I say? My head seemed to be filling again with those thoughts, but the only thing that came out of my mouth was... I'm sorry, I said and hung my head, no longer able to look at Senpai's face. I was sitting on the floor with my hands sprawled forward, practically prostrating myself. It was the only thing I could do. That's how terrible. What I did was... I'm so sorry. I choked on my words and had to grit my teeth to stop myself from crying. What was I supposed to do? How much do I need to apologize? I shouldn't have. Was I just misunderstanding? I had to have been, after all. No, it's fine. That's not it. Senpai was so shocked that she cried because I kissed her. This is, her voice wavered, unlike her, troubled, unrecognizable from the voice I chatted with, trembling. I was just a little surprised. That's not true. I'm sure it wasn't. That's not it at all. Let's just keep making these awkward noises together, though. I couldn't summon any more words, not even to apologize. I couldn't even raise my head. I was scared to look at Senpai's face. Her frozen face, like her voice. Let's go home for today. I heard Senpai's voice from above me. It was her usual kind voice, yet... Okay? Come on, get up, Maki-chan. She was being kind to me, yet... Okay. But her voice was like ice to me. Her words froze next to my ear and slid into my head. What? What have I done? Maki, no! It was cute. It was a cute moment. And you guys both probably just misinterpreted it. That's all, right? That's all it was. That's all it was. Pushover, too. Wow. So they kissed all the way back in June, and it's been 1, 2, almost 3 full weeks. before there was a resolution. Hopefully there's a resolution. Man, they were awkward for 3 weeks. That must have been hell on earth for Maki. I feel bad for Maki. Maki, I saw me, it's like that. Maki walked behind me through the hallways. Just a step behind, really. Are we... Okay, we're in Ahara Senpai's shoes now. But up until recently, it would have been right beside me. Until that day. He still helps me with my work after school. That hasn't changed since. Man, you guys gotta love this walking sound, right? Yet, this step of distance has... And what changed it was... Maki-chan kissing me, I think. I had nodded off a little and woke to Maki-chan kissing me. I was so surprised that I got a little teary, but Maki had been so shocked to see my tears that she dropped to the floor to an apology right there. I hadn't gotten angry or condemned her, but I don't know if I fully accepted it, even if I told her that I forgave her for the kiss. But I had left things as they were, which created this situation. The step of distance. The silence. Even though we were used to talking with all sorts of things, now there was no particular need for words. None came out from Maki-chan or from me. Maki-chan didn't run away. On that day too, she didn't try to lie about the kiss, she just apologized. The next day she came to me after school to help with my work. We headed to our tasks, like this, walking down the hallways, wordlessly. When we started working on something, we worked on silence, not speaking except for necessary instructions and the like. We can't help but felt this awkwardness between us, yet she doesn't run away. She still comes and follows behind me. Maki-chan's strong, isn't she? She's gotten much better at helping me too. She's been very quick to figure out how to do her work efficiently. She usually carries things that I find heavy. She's so small yet so strong. She's always proactive when we need to go get a tool or contact someone. She's really a good kid and a hard kid. Not a good kid, a good kid. And a hard worker, even at a time like this. Is it because of her feelings for me? That just me being conceited? Perhaps it's still true though. We're both girls, yet she confessed to me even knowing that it might have been a strange thing to do. I'm sure that took a lot of courage. I didn't know how to react to Maki-chan's feelings. I've never been in love before, or even confessed to. That's why I told her we should start as friends, but even I understood that. I didn't want Maki-chan to start hating me for rejecting her affection. It wasn't because I liked Maki-chan. I didn't want someone to think badly of me, even an underclassman I'd only met once before. I didn't want her to think particularly high of me. I just didn't want her to hate me. I didn't want to disappoint her. It's because I had thought that, and because I had hoped that maybe Maki-chan would be able to understand me. That's probably why I had been so surprised by the kiss. Considering Maki-chan's feeling for me, I think I could have been particularly at fault for dozing off in our hideout in the first place. But it had truly been a shock. It had truly shocked me. Not because I had hated her kissing me, but because she hadn't asked me first. I still can't condemn Maki-chan. Maki-chan. What did I just say? Miki? I still don't want to lose Maki-chan's feelings for me. I don't want to let them go. Her honest, earnest feelings for me. Yet I still can't say anything to Maki-chan. I'm sure she's waiting for me to forgive her for the kiss, but I can't do it. Why, I wonder. As Maki-chan's footsteps echoed behind me, the question whirled around in my head with no answer. Bing bong, bing bong. Is that the whole cherry? We better get to the makeup session, or I'm gonna be very irritated. I'm gonna be very irritated. You're gonna see a very irritated dragon. Okay. This one? Pushover 3. Right, this is probably after she was talked to. I'm hoping. Excuse me. I was alone today. Maki-chan, who was always by my side, walking just a little bit behind me, wasn't there today. She told me she had something unexpected to help with at home, and had left first thing after school. She apologized again and again when she said it. I was just a little bit relieved and a bit lonely. Maki-chan hasn't spoken much to me since that day. She seems to be tormenting herself every day since. Today, I didn't have to see her acting so unlike herself. That's why I was relieved. I'm so selfish. I know I'm partially at fault for making her feel that way too. And to think I would still feel lonely without her around. Oh, this won't do. I'd stopped working. I'd forgotten how many stacks I'd put together. You crazy bitch. Just kidding, that's not what I should have said. I'm sorry. I let out a small sigh. I got myself back together, recounted the stacks, checked to make sure I had the order of printouts right, and then... do you need any help? Huh? I turned to see to the voice. At the entrance of the classroom stood a second-year girl with her hair in a ponytail. Well... Oh, my name is Toomi. I'm a second year. Satake-sensei asked me to help you out. Toomi-san? Satake-sensei asked her? Satake-sensei was the one who had asked me to put these together, but I didn't even have time to wonder what to do. The answer just came out on its own like it always does. Is that right? It's alright though. I'll be done with this in no time. Maybe not no time, but it wasn't something I could finish on my own. I didn't need to ask anyone to help me. That's why I answered that way, but... Oh, don't worry about it. I wasn't doing anything. It'll be quicker if we do it together. Toomi-san said, coming into the classroom. She walked right over to the desk where I'd stacked all the printouts. After coming this far, it might be worse to turn her down now. I couldn't help but think that way. Really? In that case, could you help me for a bit? Of course. Toomi-san glanced over the piles of printouts and said, should we start putting them all together first? Yeah, that sounds good. Then let's stack them in order on the desks. Right. Wow, this Toomi-san is impressive. She weighed the options out in her mind in no time. I appreciate the efficiency too. But I had no objections to Toomi-san's suggestions. I lined up the printouts like she proposed. Man, what's with these weird... I mean, I guess that would be like the sound of paper, maybe. We arranged the piles so that we just have to staple them. This is for a first year class, isn't it? Seems like it. We were silent for a while we worked, barely saying a word to each other. How many staplers do you have? Huh? Oh, only the one. Then want to start stapling them, senpai? I can finish the rest of the stacks. Sure. I stapled the complete printouts together. The sound of papers rustling, the snap of the stapler. Why? The sounds echoed through the wooden walls in the inner building classroom. As the piles of printouts grew shorter, the stack of stapled packets grew higher. Excuse me. It's a little calming, I think. The feeling of a pile of unfinished work shrinking and completing work stacking up. Though, it makes me feel like a workaholic. This is all of them. Yep, looks like it. All that remained on the desk were some leftover printouts and our completed packets. Amazing. I don't think that even took an hour. Thank you. There's Toomi-san, right? That went pretty quickly. No problem. This would have been a lot of work to do on your own, though. You might be right. I appreciate the help. Your lawyer was a big help. I thought that might be all I'd be able to get done today. But I have to save the rest of my work until tomorrow. Seeing how efficiently we worked, I remembered the second year who would help me, Toomi-san. Come to think of it, you've helped me once before, right, Toomi-san? Yes. It was last year and you were helping me, Ahata-senpai. Was I? You were very efficient today, though, Toomi-san. That's why I remembered. Is that so? It was a long time ago. We hadn't talked much, and I think I'd only just heard her name, but I remembered you too, senpai. You were a lot of help back then. And you're quite famous, Ahata-senpai. Oh, you think so? Famous? She might be right. Famous enough for this girl to know me, at least. Yes, you're always doing stuff like this after school, right? I see you around campus a lot. Is that right? I'm a little embarrassed. I could only summon a bitter smile. What did she mean by famous? I wondered. Her face made it clear that she didn't seem to mean it as an entirely positive thing. We just need to bring these stacks to Satake-sensei, right? I'll just take them over. Wow, what am I, a robot? Oh, it's too much to carry on your own. It was a lot of work getting it all here. I'll help you. But that many papers can be pretty heavy. We'd have an easier time carrying them all together. And I couldn't let Toomi-san do all the carrying herself after helping me. I was about to stand from my chair to pick some of the printouts when... This isn't something you should have to do, is it, Ahata-senpai? Huh? How dare you ask that question? For a moment, I couldn't fully process what Toomi-san had said. These are for first year class, right? This has nothing to do with you, senpai. This is just busy work, isn't it? Why? Why do you have to do this, senpai? I gradually figured out what she was asking. I had never imagined I'd suddenly hear those words. And coming from someone like Toomi-san, who I was barely acquainted with? I'm sorry. Was it just too much work helping me? No, not at all. I just want to know. Why do you do all this work for so many people every day, senpai? I understand the work you do for the beautification committee, but you get all this work that has nothing to do with that pushed onto you. Isn't it strange to you? Don't you ask yourself why it's you who has to do all of these things? They're things that should be able to be asked by other people to help with, or just to do for themselves. But everyone asks you because you always agree. They rely on you. They push even simple things onto you. Don't you think you're just being used? I just stared at Toomi-san's face. I wondered why she would say things like this. Why she would tell me things like this. And how I should respond to her. I think what Toomi-san was saying was completely natural, but I wondered why she had to say it to me. She probably wanted to know my answer. That's what I thought. Like she said, probably seemed like a strange thing for me to do. She probably wanted to know why I'm always doing this sort of thing. How could I answer her? I thought about it, and in the end, the thing is, I hesitated a little. I know that sort of thing does happen on occasion, but I'm sure I decided to come out with my honest feelings. I don't want to be of help to other people or anything like that. I don't know. I don't want people to be upset if I turn them down. I don't want people to think that of me as a cold-hearted or anything. It's just that I don't want to betray people's expectations, I think. I may have wanted Toomi-san to listen since she'd asked me sincerely. I don't necessarily want to be praised by people for helping them. I just don't want them to think badly of me for turning them down. I think that's why I can't say no. Because of this, I feel like I shouldn't say anything to people who take advantage of me. I want her to know about me. I don't think what you're saying is wrong, Toomi-san, but I can't help accepting them. I can't turn them down. I think about it sometimes. Not what you said about why I'm the one doing all this, but that I wish someone would understand why I accept these requests. I know it's a selfish thought, but I wanted someone to ask me why. I don't want them to praise me or tell me that I'm wrong, just I want them to ask. I think that sometimes. But they won't understand what you're thinking if you don't say anything, and you won't understand what they're thinking either. If you don't say anything, if you don't tell them, nothing will change. They sounded like they were incredibly painful words for her to say. At the same time, Toomi-san suddenly picked up the stack of printouts, so suddenly that I was left a bit dumbfounded where I sat in my chair. They were heavy, but she lifted them, and it's not going to be easier if you never say anything. Leaving me with those quiet words, she walked out of the classroom. I found myself glued to my seat, even though I could have caught up to her immediately if I had gotten up. For some reason, I felt like I shouldn't go after her, and able to do so. I didn't feel hurt by Toomi-san's word, in fact. Toomi-san had seemed to be the one hurting from the things she'd said to me. That's what it sounded like, and I was sure. It was because she had the same sort of feelings I did, that she couldn't tell anyone. That's what I thought. I felt better off than her just because I'd answered her questions. She was probably only feeling worse after hearing my answer. I finally stood up, alone in the classroom, and tied up the remaining printouts and stapler. They won't understand? If you don't say anything, huh? I suppose she's right. But I'd never say it. I had never said anything. I just silently accepted everyone else. After spending all that time doing it, I think today was the first time I'd actually put it into words. But it hadn't been to the person I wanted to tell, the person I wanted to make understand. Wow. That was 3 sections. Are we gonna get a 4th section? Wait, are you sure? Yeah. Okay, sweet. We're gonna get a 4th one. But we're gonna move that into the next episode because we actually got a full episode out of this. So thank you guys so much for watching. We will continue in the next one. Hopefully Hada Senpai talks to Maki-chan. I hope. Fingers crossed. Anyways, please comment down below if there's anything that you believe I can work on. And if not, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.